Welcome back, focused learners. We are jumping right into today's explainer where we're unpacking part 2 of the incredibly solid machine learning for IT professionals. This is a 10-part intermediate tutorial put together by Virtualization Options LLC, which is this fantastic Colorado-based research, education, and advisory group. So if you've been itching to cut through the buzzwords and actually start applying machine learning directly to your infrastructure workflows, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's get into it. You know the old saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out. It's a classic IT truth, and honestly, it completely hits the nail on the head when we talk about machine learning. Far too often, ML is treated like this, abstract magic wand that just poofs problems away. But it's not magic at all. It's a highly logical system, and it is entirely dependent on the quality of the inputs you feed it. We're talking about your logs, your metrics, your events. And make no mistake, folks, the shift is already here. But here's the good news. As an IT professional, you already have a massive, unique advantage. Think about it. You understand complex systems, you build robust data pipelines, and you manage infrastructure every single day. Machine learning? It's really just the next logical layer sitting right on top of the exact skills you've spent years honing. The learning curve is way less steep than you might think, simply because you already speak the language of the underlying data. Okay, so here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, why ML matters now. Second, the 3 learning paradigms. Third, the data preprocessing reality. Fourth, essential algorithms for IT. And finally, number 5, your core ML toolkit. It's a straightforward, logical structure meant to respect your time and turn all that high-level theory into practical blueprints. Section 1, why ML matters now. We are officially leaving the theoretical fluff behind and looking straight at real production environments. We are talking about the real deal here. Anomaly detection, predictive maintenance, intelligent automation, alert triage, and capacity forecasting. The absolutely crucial takeaway is that these capabilities aren't just sitting on some vendor's someday roadmap. No, they are live, working in production environments right this second. And by the time we finish this whole tutorial series, you're going to know exactly how to design, train, and deploy these models right into your daily IT workflows. Moving on to Section 2, the 3 learning paradigms. Because before we write a single line of code, we really need to lock down the core theory. Picking your paradigm isn't about what your favorite developer prefers. It's dictated completely by the data you have and the specific infrastructure problem you're trying to solve. Let's break down the 3 fundamentals. First up, supervised learning. This is where your model learns from labeled data. It's kind of like holding its hand and teaching it, hey, this is malicious traffic and this is benign traffic. Next is unsupervised learning, which is all about finding hidden patterns in unlabeled data. This is perfect for clustering servers to spot anomalies you didn't even know were happening. And lastly, reinforcement learning. Here, an agent learns through a system of rewards and penalties. It's totally ideal for dynamic stuff, like automatically scaling your infrastructure based on live performance feedback. So let's tie this directly to your day-to-day. If you've got labeled data sitting around, you're going to use supervised learning for things like classifying network traffic. If you're staring at just massive mountains of unlabeled logs, you go with unsupervised learning for anomaly clustering. And if you have a system that actively receives performance feedback, you pull out reinforcement learning for auto-scaling. See, it anchors those abstract concepts right down into your concrete daily tasks. Section 3, the data preprocessing reality. It's time to face the unglamorous truth of machine learning. 70 to 80%. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. That is the massive chunk of your total project time you are going to spend just cleaning and structuring your data. Why? Because raw IT data, your logs, metrics, events, is inherently noisy, it's inconsistent, and it's missing pieces. It sounds a little daunting, for sure, but getting this step right is literally the single biggest factor that separates models that actually work from the ones that silently crash and burn in production. Okay, so how do we tackle it? Here are your essential pre-processing steps. Number 1, you've got to handle missing values. You basically have to decide on the fly whether to impute, drop, or flag your nulls depending on what makes sense for the context. Number 2, normalize your numeric ranges. Standardizing metrics makes sure that no single feature just bulldozes your model simply because its numbers happen to be larger. And number 3, encode your categorical fields. You need to convert text data, like a server's OS type or its geographic region, into formats the model can actually read and do math on. But here's the catch. Just cleaning it isn't enough. You also have to do what's called feature engineering. Raw data almost never hands you the clear signal you need on a silver platter. You have to build it. That means taking raw access logs and transforming them into derived spikes of requests per second. It means computing rolling averages for your CPU and memory. It's extracting time-of-day features from basic timestamps or calculating really clear ratios like error rates compared to total requests. You are basically taking a noisy room and isolating the exact voice your model needs to listen to.
Section 4. Essential algorithms for IT.
Now, a huge relief for a lot of IT folks is realizing you absolutely do not need to master every single algorithm out there. You just need to know which tool to grab from the toolbox. For example, let's look at linear and logistic regression. These are amazing for predicting continuous numbers or simple yes-no outcomes. Think forecasting your disk usage over the next month or flagging if a login attempt failed. On the flip side, you have decision trees and random forests. These are super easy to interpret, and they are powerhouse tools for classification tasks, like figuring out the root cause during incident triage or instantly predicting where a help desk ticket should be routed. To make it super easy, here's a quick cheat sheet mapping the algorithms directly to their IT functions. Regression, that's your go-to for forecasting and predicting bandwidth. Decision trees, those are your daily workhorses for triage and root cause analysis. And then, of course, we have neural networks. But honestly, keep those reserved for deep learning on really complex, high-dimensional stuff, like detecting log anomalies at a massive enterprise scale or doing heavy natural language processing for your IT tickets. And I want to pause here to give you a crucial piece of practitioner advice straight from the experts at Virtualization Options. Start simple. Seriously, a beautifully tuned, simple decision tree will very often run circles around a poorly configured, overly complex neural network. In production ML, complexity is just not a virtue. You want the simplest, most rugged model that reliably solves your specific infrastructure headache. Finally, Section 5, your core ML toolkit. We've talked about the why, the paradigms, the messy data, and the algorithms. Let's look at the actual software you need to get moving. To start building these intermediate solutions, this right here is your primary workbench. Python is your absolute foundational programming language. Scikit-learn, that's your best friend for all those regression models and decision trees we just talked about. And TensorFlow is sitting right there in your back pocket for when you eventually need to scale up to the heavy-lifting neural networks. These three tools together, they basically form the backbone of modern IT machine learning operations. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on before we roll right into part 3 of this series. Which IT workflow will you automate first? Take a hard look at your own infrastructure today. Where's the messy data hiding? Where are those annoying, repetitive triage tasks eating up your team's time? You've got the blueprint now. It's time to start layering machine learning onto those exact problems. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer-focused learners. Keep building, keep optimizing, and I will see you in the next one.